Time for Monza today. In today's career mode episode, round number 11, I'm currently 17 points behind championship leader Charles Leclerc as we head to his team's home race for the Scuderia Ferrari. Can I beat him today? We'll have to wait and see. As well, good result winning the race in Belgium, obviously last time out. If you haven't seen that episode, I reckon you're going to check that before seeing this one. But 2 R&D then, and I've only got 580 resource points. There's minor weight redistribution. You know, we're sort of into the next part of the season where we need to look at things. Again, we've got things that are blocked off. So engine side possibly no, it's blocked off. Do have minor, it's that DRS, and also there's a front downforce upgrade. Minor DRS, we don't have enough resource points. We do have enough resource points for minor drag reduction, which would help here in Monza. So I'm going to whack that on. Hope it comes in time.
Oh no! Anyway,
Developments will need to be ordered from the.
Fortunately, that minor drag reduction upgrade means we're still behind Aston Martin, the RNG tree, and McLaren, but it is tight between the three of us, with Ferrari also bringing an upgrade to their home race as well. I think that's Williams bringing an upgrade, and Alpine 2 bouncing back at Haas's mega upgrade at Belgium last time. That we'll see how all of those fare on the course. For us, I'm hoping that those upgrades aren't going to help hinder us our pace, but we'll have to wait and see as we move then into qualifying for today's race. And well, before we go to my fastest lap, Stroll drove into the back. Sadly, that was Lewis Hamilton, and to give improved Leclerc's position, they decided to give Hamilton a 5-second penalty for that. You know, again, we'll leave the accusations of collusion as I get a lovely tow from Carlos Sainz there, my teammate, 226 miles an hour on the straight that was, I think. Yuki Tsunoda, though, has just done 1 at 18.1, and that is good enough for his Aston Martin to be on pole position. Remember the struggles I had in that Aston with straight line speed? I mean, it's a bit more of a struggle here with the Red Bull, but that drag reduction upgrade seems to have maybe unlocked a little bit. Purple first sector. However, what you're going to watch now is where this car is a bit weaker, such as through the Lesbos turns, and then on this second DRS I'm getting a tow from that must be Isaac Hadjar in the other racing ball, because Stroll out and guaranteed last place if I improve passing. Not quite as big as margin, it's only 7 almost 8 tenths faster than Bortoletto. Hadjar, excuse me, going to carry on giving me a tow all the way down the back straight as we move then into the Curve Alvaretto, or Parabolica, whatever you want to call it. Not got much ERS, that's very disappointing, but up to the line then it is enough for P11, ladies and gentlemen, and that is not great. Especially the fact Leclerc will be 3rd because Hamilton will be 7th as well. So, you know, P11. Almost a second off Tsunoda. Not great. Yep. There's not a lot I can do about that. You know, that's just where the car is, unfortunately. So we'll see what we can do then from 11th place. And it's time for the race day's Italian Grand Prix.
Speed's key here today, so we're going to need a low downforce setup, which of course means that DRS won't be as effective, but hopefully we're going to be so quick we won't even need it.
Mark dreaming of the constructors there. I'm not entirely sure that's really going to happen, but never mind. Race strategy Yeah, it's kind of like, do I follow everyone else? Like hard, I want to go hard medium, but I'm in a title fight. So, you know, I don't believe I have the pace. If I was like, P4, like I was in Belgium, absolutely would go hard medium. But because I'm P11, I'm going to play it safe, get the jump on the mediums, and finish on the hards at the end. 5 lights then for the Italian Grand Prix here at Monza, and after a bit of a hold, away we go from P11. Need to get in front as many people as possible, including Hamilton as well. We can't be stuck behind that illegal Ferrari unit. Russell's going to have a go at the inside. I'm going to start down the inside, about 4 cars there, including Sainz. So we've got warning for Russell. Can I get in front of Alonso? Yes, I can. Up to P4, which is not too bad. And Leclerc's only P3, but that's about to change. He's going down the inside of Antonelli. I'm going to go down the inside of Andrea Kimi Antonelli and follow Leclerc through up to P3, up onto the podium. Here's a replay then. It's just a textbook manoeuvre, and sadly the home favourite is relegated down 2 positions there. In the early phases, things were going well. I had DRS on Leclerc. I was saving a little bit of the ERS to try and launch it, but well, we'll come back to that. First of all, we've got 2 McLarens. Antonelli seems to have dropped back. I don't know if Leclerc gained DRS, and that's Norris getting both Alonso and Antonelli in one corner as well. I did think about going for a dive here, but I can't quite do it. As well as Antonelli and Norris swapping positions behind as well. But that Leclerc took that personally. Look at the rear left, 22%, and tyre wear on this game is atrocious for the player compared to the AI, especially as you go further in these career modes. And that is Hamilton being overtaken by Fernando Alonso as well. And just to make things worse, Leclerc then has decided to speed up and use his illegal Ferrari unit to take the lead. So I'm losing 10 points to Leclerc now, as well as Stroll. Well, he didn't manage to do his fastest lap in qualifying, and sadly for him, he's out of the race with an engine failure. But yeah, I had to try something. 35% on the rear left. That is disgusting tyre wear. So I'm coming into the pits. I can't even catch Tsunoda in the Aston Martin Honda car. This is, they've made some significant upgrades to the Aston Martin Honda car, and we've been caught. The upgrades that we have made are clearly not enough. It's going to put me out in P19, which is last place. So, hopefully a little bit of entertainment potentially. But Leclerc is going to be held up by, I believe that is Ollie Behrman in the Haas, who does let him pass. But Leclerc is just rapid. There's no stopping him. Even I did get an undercut on Tsunoda, but now I've got another problem. Lando Norris. He's coming all over. He's all over the back of me, which just shows that despite that drug reduction upgrade, it's not enough. We need a bit more. And again, he's having a go here, and again, I'm defending that position. Also, a bit of contact there. He forced the AI to the left here, by the way. They always have to brake early for a Ascari, and there was a bit of contact there as well. But the thing is, they have so much traction down to from Ascari down to Parabolic. It is a joke of how it's always been like that on the F1 game, but on this year's game it's so much worse as well. And I'm just going to move to the inside and get past Norris without using any battery whatsoever. He's going to come back down the inside. I'm just going to brake late. This of course helps Tsunoda get away, and I'm having to use a bit of non-ERS around the Les Boss cores. I'm weaving all over to try and break the slipstream. I'm trying everything I can to not make this any worse than it already is, because as it stands it's going to be 27 points. I need to keep Norris behind, and exactly what I'm going to try and do. I can't catch Sonoda. He's 5.99, and Leclerc, I mean, that power unit's illegal. Here's a replay then of this overtake that Norris failed to do there. And if you look at this, I don't believe there was any contact, but then Norris tried to come back through Ascari there. Lovely helicopter shots. Always love a helicopter shot. Again, Norris having another go on lap 14, and again braking later than him. And again, there's a bit of tyre banging through Ascari. Here's a replay then on board. He thinks about going to the right, turns to the left. He got so much more speed than I had, and I just brake later than him. And again, there's a bit of he's not totally in control as I blast past him. And look at you can see it in the background. Antonelli, Sainz and Piastri are all coming as well. Again, not this time, it's the inside of turn 1, as well as that is Norris having another go. He's down the inside. He's touched me this time through Parabolica. There's contact again between us as well. And now I'm just going to try and get past Norris. Use a little bit of over. I'm going to use a battery as well. Just shows that we need more upgrades. DRS upgrade could potentially help here. We've got obviously unlocked that with that drag reduction upgrade coming in, but I think we need a lot more. And obviously there's a limit of how much upgrades. Again, closer this time with Norris through Ascari. And again, I forced him to the left as much as possible to that left hand side. A bit of tyre banging, but that is trying to keep it as fair as possible and not cause any damage. He's not causing damage, and that's Piastri overtaking his teammate. Well, Norris will not be happy about this. He's been stuck behind me all afternoon, and now Piastri did go past through Parabolica as they've gone through every lap. But yes, as we approach the final lap then, Piastri comes through. I've saved the battery as well. Leclerc's done a few fastest lap. He's flown round. He's a pit stop ahead. Yeah, that's just not great, to be honest. I'm using all of the ERS that I usually would use down the main straight down towards Parabolica, and then I'm going to use the rest of it up to the line to ensure that it will be P3, but it's a very disappointing P3. Like, this is probably the worst result here. Like, Leclerc seems to be up one with the 2019 Ferrari engine that they got in the back of that Ferrari. 20.9. My fastest was a 21.3, so he's 4/10 faster than literally anyone else. Half a minute behind as well. That is a joke. And considering the tracks we've got left, I'll come back to that in a moment, it's not looking good. 27 points behind. At least Sainz did score some points today. We do need him if we want to try and beat. The constructors could still be mathematically on. Hamilton didn't have the greatest result today, so if Sainz pulls his finger out and actually starts scoring points, then we can do that. We're only 37 points behind Ferrari, 1 point behind McLaren 2. But that, I'll say, is probably a disastrous podium. Leclerc taking maximum points, 25 points, and I only take 15. 10 points lost. All the hard work I did in Belgium, it's failed here. And off the tracks we got left, 3 of them have got our power tracks. 3 of the 5 are power tracks. So I need a miracle, I think. I think Leclerc can also, at the tracks that he's weaker at, such as Singapore and potentially Kota, but I never know about Kota. It's not my strong. None of those are really good tracks for me that are left, other than Mexico. All the others are not great tracks for me. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, a bounce back at Baku. That's the only advantage there is it's not all just straight lines. But the fact of the matter is, my pace through the Lesbos corners was awful, and that's where I was losing a lot of time. My pace from Ascari down to Parabolica was also dreadful. There's a lot of 90-degree lefts and rights, but the problem obviously is coming out that final corner in Baku. We'll have to wait and see what that race delivers. That episode will be out next week, along with Singapore. Again, I don't know if I'm going to string these episodes out, and part of the reason potentially me thinking that is potential delay to F126 DLC, or the 2026 season pass, whatever they're calling it. I don't know what's going to happen after I finish this career mode, you know. I haven't really, as I said in last week's in the Belgian Grand Prix episode on Tuesday, I haven't really got anything really planned after this series finishes. So if you've got some stuff you want to see, then this is your time to let me know in the comments below. If you are new around here though, then please do get subscribed for weekly Formula 1 gaming content. Until the next video then, I'll see you next time. I'd just like to say a huge thank you also for sticking around and spending 20 minutes of your time watching this video. I do really appreciate it for those of you who do watch to the end. Until the next video then, I'll see you next time. Take care, thanks so much for watching, enjoy your day, and goodbye.